Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. My name is Stephanie. In today's video, I wanted to do like a 25 lessons I've learned in 25 years. My birthday is in just a couple days. It's on Wednesday, so I'll be 25 this year, and I feel like this is the first year where I've ever really felt like, wow, like I'm really an adult now. Like I'm closer to being 30 than I am to being a teenager. And I don't know, for some reason it's like really weird and like hard for me to kind of like comprehend and like wrap my head around because I still feel like a teenager. So I just wanted to make this video because I think it'll be really interesting to look back on throughout the years. And also, I just think there's so many things you can learn from yourself when you just really take the time to reflect on your life. So that's kind of how I came up with this list over the past like month or so. I've just kind of been thinking about stuff, and then whenever something comes to my mind, I'll like jot it down. But yeah, hopefully this kind of will like inspire other people to do the same thing. I feel like so many times we're always looking at other resources like books and things like that to get wisdom and like learn stuff from other people, when there's so much to learn from yourself if you just allow yourself the time to figure that out and let those things kind of like come to life within yourself. And I know getting older is like such a weird thing, and I kind of said how this is the first year where I'm starting to feel old, but I never want to be the type that like cringes at my age or gets kind of like sad about getting older, because not everybody makes it as far as you are. Not everybody gets a 25th birthday. I feel like that's maybe just the way society is. Like we kind of just don't like getting older once we hit our mid-20s maybe, and definitely 30s and above. But I don't think it needs to be that way. I think for me, I just really want to remember to be grateful for this next year that I have. Life is just a blessing, and I just think it's as simple as that. Okay, so the first one is little steps over a long time is better than one huge step all at once. And that is something that I feel like I realized so late, and it kind of stinks because I think back to college whenever I would have like a big project or something and I would kind of like procrastinate it. Yeah, so little steps over a long time is better than one huge step all at once. It's easier. Number 2 is to be at peace with the world. And that doesn't mean you have to agree with everything that's going on, but it just means to not let things get you so wound up. I feel like having harmony and peace in your life is very underrated and very important. Number 3 kind of relates to that, but don't let small inconveniences take your joy. You'll regret pretty much every single moment that you were upset for no reason. So don't let small inconveniences take your joy and rob you of moments that you'll never get back. Number 4 is the importance of boundaries and setting boundaries in your relationships. Realize when things don't work for you. Realize when energy you give is not being returned. Set those boundaries and just protect your peace. So it kind of goes back to the past few that I've been talking about. Number 5 is do not fear judgment of others. Humans are naturally very egocentric, meaning very focused on themselves. So the chances that someone saw you trip on the sidewalk is not very likely. They were probably too focused on themselves. And I think that's just kind of like one that I have to like remind myself, honestly, like very frequently, because I'm kind of a very self-conscious person. And a lot of times when I make a little mistake or a big mistake, I just think it's the end of the world. And I have to really remind myself that no one even cares. No one was probably even looking at you, and if they were, they don't even care. Number 6, how someone behaves is a reflection of them, not you. That one is a good one. Number 7, time spent scrolling on your phone, watching mindless TV, adds up so fast, and it's pointless. It's absolutely pointless. And it's honestly scary. The amount of time we are on our phones mindlessly ends up being years of your life. Use the bedtime feature on your phone, check your screen time, turn on limits. I've been doing all 3 of those for a couple years now, and I feel like it's really helped me to not be on my phone that much. Number 8, drink more water than you think you need. If you have a headache, you probably need some more water. If you're hungry but you just ate, you probably need more water. Drink water. Number 9, this one was an interesting one. Also something that I heard kind of recently that I was like, wow, that's really true. Unhappiness comes from your reality not aligning with your expectations and plans. Everything that makes me upset or makes me unhappy is something that in my mind at one point I've envisioned it being a different way. And another quote that I think kind of ties in with this is, when you make plans, God laughs. And it's so true, because at the end of the day, everything will be the way it's supposed to be. You can spend hours or years trying to make a perfect plan, make sure everything goes perfect, but it won't. Number 10 is, when it's hard to love yourself or care for yourself, imagine that you're talking to yourself as a child or talking to your best friend. Number 11, you cannot change people and you can't control situations. You can only control yourself and your responses to things, so let go and let God. That's a good quote. I feel like this is full of quotes, but that's a good quote. Number 12, and this one's hard for me. Do not take things personally. Ooh, that's a hard one. Number 13, not everyone sees the world the way you do, so you cannot put expectations that you have on yourself on other people, because you're pretty much always going to be disappointed unless that person has the exact same expectations as you. Number 14, the difference between long-term and short-term gratification or instant gratification. That can be applied for food, material things, so many things. It's most important to think long-term, because short-term you're usually making like a gut decision that isn't always the best. Number 15, what you fill your mind with matters, and it really impacts your subconscious mind. So for me, I don't really watch true crime stuff anymore, and I used to be a huge true crime person. I don't watch that anymore. Same with like music. I guess I'm just a bit more aware of like the music I listen to. Even like the books I read. I feel like so many books these days are so dark, and for me, I just don't love filling my mind with that. I want my mind and just everything within me to be more like peaceful and just like happy. So pay attention to what's going in your head. Number 16, express gratitude and acknowledge the things you can be grateful for even in hard times. Number 17, the closer I am with God, the less anything else matters. Number 18 is, you don't need validation from others to feel confident in your decisions. Be confident in your decisions, your choices, and you don't need everyone else's opinion. You don't need everyone else's like support. Just make your decisions and feel good with them. Number 19, find happiness in the present. For me, at least, I find that so often I'm thinking like, oh my gosh, like I'm so excited for this in the future. But I really am trying to focus on being happy with today and not getting most of my joy and excitement about like daydreaming about the future. I guess I'm just kind of scared the older I get and the less years that I have to look forward to, I get scared that that is going to upset me and like put me in a state of despair, I guess. So yeah, I guess I just want to stop chasing what's next and just really be truly joyous and truly happy in the present moment more. Number 20 is, we were not supposed to know everything that's going on. Like, I don't think God intended us to be able to like, obviously God knew how the world would turn out and God knows everything, obviously, but I don't think like we as humans were intended to carry the burden of like all the news all the time. Number 21, if it won't matter in 5 years, don't give it 5 minutes. Number 22, this is one of my favorites. Be your own advocate. Mainly, I'm meaning for your health, but really with everything. Number 23, your identity is not in the materials you have and use. I think this day and age, there is such a, I don't know, there's such an emphasis placed on like what you have, and that kind of defines who you are. Like, think about it. If you think about TikTok, what do we see like every week? We see a new trend, like the clean girl aesthetic, the whatever, all these different aesthetics. And it's like, okay, if I buy those makeup products, if I do my hair like this, if I have those leggings and those shoes, I'll be a clean girl. Like that will be my identity. And if you don't have those things, you cannot achieve that aesthetic. So I just think there's such like, I don't even know really the words for it, but there's such like an emphasis on what you have defining who you are. And I just think it's so silly. And I just wish it wasn't that way, but it's so easy to get caught up in that. Number 24, quality over quantity in relationships, material possessions, pretty much everything. And number 25 is the right time will never come. Do it now. So whatever is going on in your life, there's never gonna be a perfect time, and you can wait and wait and wait for years for that right moment when everything's in alignment, but that time will never come. There's always gonna be something that's a bit out of place. So just get started now. And that one is really, really a big one. And I have a little bonus one that I just wanted to put in here. The power of a lash lift and self-tanner. I don't know what else to say, guys, but the power of a lash lift and some self-tanner, you will be feeling like $1,000,000, okay? I got my eyelashes like permed the other day, and I tanned for the first time in a couple weeks, and I just felt like a whole different girl. So I just wanted to include that in there for you guys. A little lighthearted way to end this video. Those are my 25 lessons that I've gathered from my almost 25 years. So again, I hope this video just inspires you to gain some wisdom and to learn some things from yourself. You are unique and the only one that has lived your life. You have so much to learn from yourself if you just give yourself the time to figure out what that is. Also, I hope maybe some of the things that I've learned you can now learn too and start applying into your life. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you'll come back for my next one. If you have any feedback or anything else you want to see from me, be sure to leave that in the comments below. Give this a thumbs up, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.